Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. This is biology session, reproduction in animals, part 1. What is reproduction? Reproduction is one of the important life process. It is essential for the continuation of the line of succession and maintenance of a species in the biosphere, or we can define reproduction as the process which help in perpetuation of race. Perpetuation means continuation of a race. What is the meaning of race? Species. Okay, RACE. The reproduction methods are broadly categorized into two types. What are they? Asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. So you studied in 7th class reproduction in organisms. So some of the asexual reproduction methods in plants, okay, and in the regular reproduction in animals. Okay. So asexual reproduction refers to the production of offsprings by a single parent without the formation and fusion of gametes. Am I correct? Asexual reproduction means the production of offsprings by a single parent without the formation and fusion of gametes. Okay? The offsprings receive all of their genes from one parent, so they are identical with each other and are called as clones. Okay, you studied Dolly, a sheep clone. Okay, from single parent it is produced. The asexual reproduction is also known as agamogenesis. The technical term agamogenesis or agamogeny. Okay. So this asexual reproduction occurs, the multiplication occurs rapidly and only vegetative cell division, that is mitotic division, occurs. For example, amoeba in animals, amoeba, euglena, hydra, plants if you take potato, bryophyllum, etc. The various types of asexual reproduction are summarized. Okay, you have studied some methods of asexual reproduction also. Let us recall: regeneration, spore formation, fission, binary fission, budding, multiple fission, isn't it? And you also studied about the vegetative propagation. There are two methods, natural and artificial. Next, some methods of vegetative propagation like fragmentation, gemme formation in Marchantia plants. Okay. Now let us study about the methods of reproduction in animals. Are you ready, children? Let us proceed. All living organisms reproduce, isn't it? All organisms produce young ones of their own kind. A cat produces kittens which grow into adult cats. In plants too, the seeds grow into young seedlings. The seedlings in due course of time develop into mature plants. For example, a mango seedling, it develops into mango tree. The reproduction is one of the most important properties of living organisms, most important characteristic feature of living organisms. It means the creating new life producing young ones of their own kind. Okay. So why living organisms need to reproduce? All living organisms have a fixed lifespan. During their lifespan, the organisms perform the various life functions, including reproduction. So, in an annual plant, for example, the lifespan is about 1 year, and in a perennial plant, it goes up to many years. Okay, if you take herbs, within 1 year or 6 months, it will perish. But if you take a banyan tree, 100 years or more. Okay, then the organisms die, leaving behind individuals of their own kind. So before that organism dies, it will replace it by young ones. So this they ensure by reproducing during their lifespan. Okay, if they would not reproduce, let us suppose if there is no reproduction, what happens? If they do not reproduce, then after their death, there would be no organisms left. The species would thus perish, disappears. Okay, so reproduction is thus the means of perpetuation of species. Okay, replacement of the old ones by new one. Okay, so reproduction is a characteristic feature of all living organisms by which they produce young ones of their own species. It is a mean of multiplication and perpetuation of the species because the older individuals of each species undergo senescence, the meaning death, they die. Reproduction mainly occurs by two methods: asexual reproduction, that is, the new individuals are produced by means of other than fusion of sexual gametes. Okay, and sexual reproduction is formed by the fusion of two sex gametes to form new individuals. In asexual reproduction, a single parent is involved and is capable of producing offspring. As a result, the offsprings that are produced are not only identical to one another but are also exact copies of their parent. Example, unicellular organisms like protozoa, bacteria, and even plants and animals also they reproduce by the sexual reproduction. Okay, so let us study the asexual reproduction in animals. The lesson name is reproduction in animals. So in this lesson we are going to concentrate mainly on the methods of reproduction in animals. Okay, first from the lesson, as the lesson proceeds from smaller to bigger, means unicellular organisms to multicellular organisms. Okay children, so first, asexual reproduction in animals. Binary fission. What is binary fission? Fission means the division of parent body into two or more daughter individuals identical to the parent. Okay, so binary fission means in animals, binary fission is common in unicellular organisms like amoeba and paramecium. Just as in plants, the organism divides itself into two almost equal halves. Binary means two, fission means division. Okay, division of parent into two small nearly equal sized daughter individuals is called binary fission. Example, bacteria, protozoans, and even planarians also undergo this type of methods. Protozoan means amoeba, paramecium. So the nucleus also divides into two parts. Each of the two parts then grow into full size. Example, amoeba, paramecium, verticella, euglena. Okay, these are all protozoans, unicellular organisms. Then multiple fission. So fission is of two types. The first one is binary fission, divides into two equal halves. Then multiple fission. In multiple fission, division of parent into many small daughter individuals, okay, simultaneously, okay, more than two. The reproduction by this method commonly takes place during unfavorable conditions. So binary fission takes place when the conditions are favorable, when the plenty of food is available, okay, when all the conditions are favorable, it undergo binary fission. So binary fission, you can see here, amoeba, after it has grown to a certain size, when the conditions are favorable, the pseudopodia are pulled in and the nucleus, small constriction is formed. Finally, the cell body, so here constriction is formed in the body wall as well as in the nucleus. Then the cell body begins to divide when the nucleus has split. So nucleus is divided into two equal halves. The total body is also divided into two equal halves. The two daughter amoebae are formed by the end of binary fission. So if you come to multiple fission, it is different. Let us see. In multiple fission, in amoeba, for example, the nuclear fragment gets divided into a number of small fragments. Each nuclear fragment gets surrounded by a portion of cytoplasm, and thus a number of spores are formed. So multiple fission is also called as it is similar to sporulation. Okay, so first nucleus divides into small fragments, then it is surrounded by cytoplasm. Nuclear division is followed by cytoplasmic division. So the cytoplasm surrounds the nucleus and it forms the spores. So each spore gets surrounded by a tough, thick wall. So such a spore with a thick wall is called a cyst. A cyst is formed. Okay. So these cysts are liberated by the breakdown of the parent cell, and when these cysts, okay, the spore will be released after the cyst broken, and when the spore fall on the suitable substratum, when the conditions are favorable, a large number of daughter amoebae are formed. Okay, that's why multiple fission. Okay, here the parent cell, the nucleus divides into small fragments. Cytoplasm also divides into small fragments. So many nuclei surrounded by the cytoplasm form the cyst. So many nuclei containing in cyst. The cyst breaks and the daughter cells are released. Okay, so this is called multiple fission. It takes place when the conditions are not favorable, during unfavorable conditions, very hot, when the food is not available sufficiently. So at that time. Next, the third method of asexual reproduction in animals, budding. So what is budding? Budding is a common amongst animals like hydra. So you have studied about the budding in yeast, okay, in 7th class. So now the formation of a daughter individuals from a small projection, the bud arising on the parent body, it is called budding. Example, Scypha and Hydra. Okay, so a bulb like projection called the bud is formed on the body. The nucleus of the body divides into two. Then one of the two nuclei passes into the bud. The bud detaches itself from the parent body. then it grows to full size and becomes a new individual. This is called budding in hydra. You can see here the parent hydra, a small bud is formed, then the bud develops, it develops the tentacles, then this new bud detaches from the parent and develop into new individual. So this is called budding. Okay. Next, fragmentation. So fragmentation, it takes place in echinoderms among the animals, sponges and flatworms, even echinoderms. Okay, sea anemone. There are many examples are there. So here the example, sponges and flatworms show the fragmentation of the body. The fragment means a small part of the body. Okay, the body divides into small fragments. So these fragments develop into new individuals. The process of formation of fragments is called fragmentation. Okay, so here the bud develops into new individual, that is called budding. So here fragments are formed, the fragments develop into individuals, it is called fragmentation. Next, regeneration. After fragmentation, regeneration. What is regeneration? The name itself is indicating. Re means again, generation, to form again. Okay, the formation of the whole body of an organism from a small fragment, it is also called morphallaxis, or the replacement of the last part is called regeneration. Okay, it is a reformation of the last part, means it is also called epimorphallaxis. Morphallaxis means regeneration, epimorphallaxis means the replacement of the last part. Okay, for example, any wound occur to our body, skin rupture, new skin is formed, that is called epimorphallaxis. Okay, but whereas regeneration, for example, a frog loses some part. If you take a starfish, if you take a lizard, loses its tail, again new tail is formed, that is called regeneration. Okay, so for example, starfish, it's a small animal, it usually has 5 arms. If one arm is cut off along with a part of the center, a whole new animal will grow from that part, from that arm. Regeneration means formation of entire organism, not last part. Okay, a lizard developing the tail is come under epimorphallaxis, not morphallaxis. Okay, regeneration in complex organisms like mammals is very limited. They cannot regenerate whole parts like an arm or a leg. They can regenerate only skin, hair, nails and certain other tissues. The best or the fast regenerating organ in our body, human's body, is liver. Okay, so this is regeneration in starfish. So if any, this is very important, from the center part must attach to the last part. Okay, if one arm is cut off along with a part of the center, a whole new animal is formed, will grow from that arm. Okay, so it is the regeneration power. Regeneration power is high in the echinoderms. Now sporulation. Sporulation occurs during unfavorable conditions, just like multiple fission. Organisms like amoeba withdraw their pseudopodia and become round in shape. Okay, they create a hard protective 3-layered cyst with 3 layers of protection around themselves. So this process is called encystation. Formation of cyst around the body is called encystation. When conditions become favorable, the nucleus of encysted amoeba undergoes multiple divisions and a large number of amoebae are formed. These are called pseudopodiospores. Pseudopodiospores. Sporulation. Okay. So this process is called sporulation. When the cyst ruptures or breaks, all new amoebae are released. Okay. So in Plasmodium also, this process of sporulation occurs at a specific stage in its life cycle. Plasmodium is a malarial parasite. Okay. Here, see, amoeba, when the conditions are unfavorable, then it withdraws its pseudopodia and form round structure. It develops a cyst. Inside the cyst, the nucleus undergoes several divisions and surrounded by cytoplasm and form the daughter cells. They are called pseudopodiospores. So the pseudopodiospores will be released out when the conditions are favorable. Cyst breaks and they release the pseudopodiospores called daughter amoebae. Okay. See how these animals, they convert unfavorable conditions into their favor. Okay. Next, further we are going to discuss in the next class. I hope you understood. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.